What's going on? I am actually early because I told y'all I was gonna be on here at 2. Um, but I decided to come on early because uh she be moving slow. I'm gonna scoot back so that y'all can hold on, so y'all can see my shirt. Welcome to whoever that is that just jumped on the live. Okay, in real life, y'all know I'm short. Y'all seen this yesterday when I did my little thing. Okay, so can y'all see me? Hello, Gemini X. Can you see me? Okay, so I'm gonna stand up so y'all can see my shirt. And then I'll get into okay, cool. But you're not gonna see my face for this little point of this video. I want to give a shout out to my first lady, Pastor Stephanie Oliphant. She made my shirt, and it says cerebral palsy crossed out, handicap crossed out, queen. Yes, that is me. So my cerebral palsy and my handicap does not. Thank you. My handicap, my cerebral palsy does not define me at all. It's just a part of me. It's a part of who I am and what God has. There we go. And what God has placed me here to do at this time. The purpose of this live is that I'm actually going to read a couple chapters out of the book. I'm going to read chapters 10 and I'm going to read chapters 15. But before I get into the reading of the book, I just wanted to share a little bit of a word of encouragement with you all. Um, it's so many people that suffer like with so many different things. You may not see it, on the outside, but it's something that they're dealing with on the inside. And I just want to encourage you all for whoever this may be, because I even had to speak this over myself that welcome whoever just chimed in on the live. Um, that it's okay to be different. Um, Hi Chad. It's okay to be different. God made us all different in every type of way. We all were brought here for a purpose, for a reason, and we can't live in the spirit of comparison, because comparison will kill you. Like, it will literally kill you, because you will be walking around comparing yourself to someone else. And if you can't speak the way this person speaks, if you don't dress the way this person dresses, or if you don't have this or have that, the thing about it is, get comfortable within you. Get comfortable in where God has you. Thanks for the agreement, Gemini X. I'm a Gemini too, by the way, so shout out Team Gemini. You have to be able to get comfortable to where God has placed you. In all things, we are supposed to give praises to God, whether we have, whether we don't have, whether we have abundance, whether we have an overflow. But the thing about it is, we all, yes, Team Gemini for sure, we all have a purpose. We all have a purpose. I speak differently than my sister Constance. She speaks differently than me. Who I'm supposed to reach, I reach. Who she's supposed to reach, she reach. But at the same time, we encourage each other and support each other. Just like with my sister S_Hutchinson, um, Sherry's Life, a lot of different people that I watch and interact with on a daily. Nay Rob, Trey's World, Layla Lynn, is the list can go on and on and on. Janessa Danielle, I love her, y'all. She be having me rolling, okay, rolling. Um, but what I want to encourage you all to do is Be bold in who you are. Be confident in who you are. None of us are none of us are flawless, but we're flawful. We're full of flaws, but that's why we have God, because he sacrificed his son to give us a chance to get it right, to work on our imperfections. And as I always say, that we are, yes, perfect imperfections. Yes, that just made me think of that John Legend song. You know what I'm talking about? All of me? Yes, okay. I'm gonna go off tangent. So what I'm saying is embrace you. Embrace the embrace the parts of you that you feel are imperfect, because your imperfections is what God uses to get his glory. Like, really, I mean, really, if we all were the same, and I say this all the time, the world would be boring. Like, there's only one me, okay? And one Tamika, and one Gemini X, and one, like, we all have a purpose, and we have to um, walk in that. And we can't let what other people say, and I know it's hard because of the world, because of the world that we live in, but we can't let what other people say uh just dictate our life. Because if we did, I'm gonna be honest, I would be dead right now. If I really base my life on what other people thought of me. Now, let's be clear. Don't get this twisted. I did go through a point where I, just had to have the approval of people, because Ebony wasn't comfortable in Ebony. Ebony wasn't comfortable in the way that God designed her with cerebral palsy. She wasn't comfortable in this. Um, but the thing about it is, people are gonna have something to say regardless. Let's be honest. So, since they're gonna have something to say anyway, keep being unapologetically you, and let God change you, let God mold you, let God move you into the things that he wants you to be, because you're never going to be able to reach someone's standards. Okay? They're going to have to accept you with some type of imperfection. It might not be visible to the eye, but right, exactly. It might not be visible to the eye, but everybody got some type of imperfection. Everybody got some type of disability. You might not be able to see it, okay? But everybody got it. And then the thing about that is, I'm just going to say this, and then I'm going to go into the next part of this video, because I really don't want to be holding y'all up all day. Just wanted to encourage y'all, interact with y'all for a minute. The thing about that is this, and I have been seeing this a lot lately, but it's okay. I'm just gonna speak about it. When people are sharing with you, and I think I said this in the other video, can't remember, but even if I didn't, I'm about to say it right now. When people are sharing with you what they're going through, or they're opening up on their channel with something that they're dealing with, why? Okay, haters are going to be haters, but I want to encourage you all, don't let the trollers silence your voice, okay? Because it's somebody that needs to hear your story. Because if you don't tell your story, how is that person going to get out of what they're going through? I had sent out a quote a couple of days ago. I don't even remember what day it was, actually, to be honest, because I sent out quotes daily. But I sent out a quote, and it said that when God pulls us up out of the pit, we are supposed to in turn take Jesus Christ, okay, I just lost my whole train of thought. We are supposed person and pull them out of the pit too with words of encouragement. And with hey Randy, and with that being said, like when 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 I was in the pit and God got me out the pit, which is what He's done. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, because God has pulled me up out of the pit, out of my pit of worry, out of my pit of depression, out of my pit of low self-esteem, out of my pit of feeling unworthy, out of my pit of feeling like I'm a burden. Just, all of the things that I used to carry. When God pulled me out of that pit, I prayed for Him to give me the courage to speak up, share my story, and encourage somebody using His word. And that's what I've been doing. So when God pulls you up out of the pit, don't be a troll, don't be a bully, and get on other people's channels and, or in their life period, and make fun of what they're going through, because everybody goes through something. So how we can't say that we love each other, but yet we bully each other with our imperfections. Nobody's perfect. If we were perfect, Jesus wouldn't have to die. Wouldn't have to die for us. Okay. With that being said, because y'all know I really get to preaching, and I didn't want to go into that far, but I just felt like that needed to be said. So again, all of you that are sharing your stories on YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is, whatever social media outlet you're on, keep sharing your story, because it's someone that needs to hear it, whether they tell you or not. It's someone that needs to hear it. It's someone whose your words are helping them get up out of the pit. Oh, y'all just seen me jump. See, that's that noise. That's my notification or something. It just made my whole nerves go bad. I just jumped. But now, with that being said, I am going to read. This is my autobiography, guys. What is Cerebral Palsy to a Queen? It is available on my website. And I will actually, when I load this live, I will put it all in the description settings, the website where you can purchase this, PayPal, etc. Also, I have a 21-day devotional journal that I wrote as well. So I'm just gonna read a quick 2 chapters, chapters 10 and 15. So if anybody joins in while I'm looking at the book and reading, welcome to the live. If you guys have any questions for me, just wait until after I'm done reading, because I don't want to get too distracted. Y'all know I be going off tangent and start talking about other stuff and not doing what God had told me to do on these here videos. So yeah. So just give me 1 second, and I'm going to go into. Now you see, I just had this bookmark, and it turned my whole chapter. Okay, so like I said, I'm about to read chapter 10. Excuse me. It says, I think I'll take a break from dating for a while. I was now in college and had big plans ahead of me. I was excited to be attending the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. I decided to major in early childhood development. The first day of college was a bit overwhelming for me. The campus was big, and this was nothing like traveling from class to class in high school. I tried to space my class times out to give me enough time to travel to the next building. As much as I was independent, this was a totally different atmosphere. I did not mind the help and the assistance people offered. I was only able to do 1 year at UWM. I was able to keep my grades up, but not where I was used to or expected of myself. The big campus consumed me and discouraged me. I dreaded going to school more than I was excited about it. Excuse me. But I was not giving up. Okay, she don't give up. She keeps pressing no matter what. I decided to transfer to Milwaukee Area Technical College. It was one building and each major was sectioned off into the buildings. So I decided so I didn't have to travel too far. Everything was going to be pretty much in the same area. Now I was excited again about going to school. Just like at UWM, MACC had a lot of disabled students that attended. Dis- Disabilities were accepted and the norm. Some were on walkers like me, others were in motorized wheelchairs or scooters, canes, crutches, walker, crawl, or roll. It didn't matter. We did not let our disabilities stop us from getting an education. Um, Being around a mature crowd ranging from 18 to 99 years old made being accepted easier. Even though I said I was chilling on the dating tip, I still kept my um, online dating chat line open for entertainment purposes. This one dude named Montreal came across my profile and sent me a message. I told him out the gate I was not really looking to date. I was into school and maybe he should chat with someone else. Every day for about 3 days, I got a message from Trail asking me if I was excited to start school again. Since I would since I saw that he was not taking my advice, I thought I'd go ahead and maybe give him the real information. Then maybe he would go about his way. I replied to his message. Excuse me, y'all. You may have overlooked one of my pictures that has a walker in it. That is my walker. I have cerebral palsy. Later that night, I got a message back, and what does that matter? You still cute. Trill said he was cute too, so I sent him my phone number, hoping I was not about to get my feelings hurt again. Montreal wanted to meet the next day after I got out of school. Since I took the van service, he offered to come pick me up and take me home. I told him I'd rather that he met at my house. See, at my house, I had brothers, it wasn't going. And if you were crazy, it was going to get crazy. He said, "Cool." My brothers are very overprotective. They still are. I don't know what I was in for. I got a quick lesson on if you don't ask the right questions, you won't get the right answers. When we first started talking, I asked Trill if he went to school or worked. He said he worked. I didn't ask any more questions. Well, when Trill pulled up in a nice car and got out of the car, blinged out and fitted in the latest gear, I understood his line of work. Trill was what we called a doughboy, which meant dope dealer. What could he possibly really want with me? We sat on the front porch and talked for hours. He even left and came back with some ice cream. His conversation was different. It was mature and motivating. We talked a lot about our dreams and goals. He did not want to sell dope all his life. He had other plans and I listened. He also had a disability that he was trying to overcome. It was the disability of poverty. Life had dealt a bad hand for him and his family. He just did what he needed to help his family. I was excited to work with kids. I wanted to be the example to help kids to accept differences. Teaching teaching a early childhood about differences can make a great impact on their life. It can help how normal kids treat people with differences and help disabled kids feel normal as they grow up. My dream was to open an all-inclusive daycare for normal kids and kids with disabilities. I think it's vital to raise them together to learn acceptance. I knew what it was like. I knew what it would be like to start at a child care. I was not around other normal kids at an early age outside of my brothers. My other years was spent in the hospital. If I could get them young, I could make a difference. Um, 2 years had passed, and I was in my last semester at school. It was almost time to graduate. I had big plans for my graduation day. Montreal and I were still great friends. After dating for a brief moment, we worked out better as friends. Montreal also had big plans to help me celebrate. He did a lot for me while I was in school. I didn't want for nothing, and his motivation was always on time to keep me focused. One day after class, my teachers asked if she could talk to me in private. My grades were good, so I knew I didn't have to worry about that being a topic. After class, I went up to her desk. After the last person left the room, she began to say, Ebony, I hate to tell you this, but I'm going to have to fail you. I don't think you are capable of working with children. I believe you are going to be an endangerment to children. Tears started rolling down my face. When she said the word fail, I was too paralyzed to question why. My tears overflowed, and without any concern for how I was feeling, she just got up and walked out of the room. I was left standing there I was left standing there in a flood of tears as I saw my dreams washing away with every teardrop. All my life, when others told me no, I showed them I could. This time, someone had more power over my dreams than I did just by the writing of the pen. After all I went through to get to this point in my life, I was now left with nothing to show for all my hard work. I did not want to talk to anybody but Trill. I didn't want to talk to my mama yet because she was going to snap and get upset. Even though Trill was too, he was going to let me cry and fuss my way. He came and got me from school. We drove around. I just sat there in silence. I worked real hard on my grades, stayed above a B. Even when I did my volunteer work at the child care center, the kids loved me and I loved them. The daycare workers thought that me being there did a lot for the kids and they wished me the best after my class requirements was over. The lady not only killed my dream but every hope that I had in me. What was I going to do? I had an education that I could not use. My trail did not say anything for a minute. He knew I was trying to clear my head. He waited until he saw there were no more tears falling from my face before he said, Ebony, don't let this defeat you. I know you feel defeated, but look at what you have overcome. They look at you with limitations, but you look at yourself as limitless. Don't change that. When I got home and I told my mom what happened, she was very upset and disappointed to think that after all this time, money, and effort, I was not going to graduate. Mama could not show her true feelings because she had to be mama and keep me encouraged. Her last words to me about the situation were, go with your heart. If you have a heart and passion to work with children, I need you to go for it. Do not allow one person to kill your dream. Sad to say, the teacher did fail me for the class. The great news was it didn't stop me from graduating. I had obtained enough credits to earn my associate's degree in early childhood education, despite what she tried to do. It did not work. Never underestimate. I remember when I wrote this part. Never underestimate the power of the handicap. I did not attend my graduation because part of me was still hurting. I could not help but to wonder if I did all of this for nothing. Okay, that is chapter 10. It was a lot going on in that chapter. That teacher, just know that she hindered me for a little bit, but I was able to press pass, and that's what you have to do in life. You have to press pass in spite of how you feel, because people are, like I said, people are always going to have something to say, so you have to get to a point where you're able to press past that. I am going to read this last bit of this chapter 15. I'm actually not gonna hi to everybody that jumped on. I'm just going to read 15. Let me do a roll call. Who all up in here? Who's still in here, first of all, because she's been reading for a minute. Everybody that's in here, hey y'all. I'm going to get ready and read this last chapter, and then if y'all got any, hey Rowdy Chica, Chad, you still here? Thank you. I'm going to read this last chapter, and then if y'all got any questions, y'all can ask me. And then we'll go from there. This is the last chapter that I'll read out of the book. Chapter 15. Bernard already had a daughter. She was 17 years old when we got married. Oh, you enjoying the story? Thanks, Gemini Twin. Thank you. Yes, this is chapter 15. Bernard already had a daughter when we got married. She was 17 years old I accepted her as my own without hesitation. We were now 2 years into our marriage, and we had taken the time to enjoy one another as husband and wife. Just a little backstory because I didn't read that chapter. Um, Me and my husband are 10 years apart. I'm about to get ready and turn 35, and he just turned 45. Okay, so back to my story. We now felt it was time to begin talking about us trying to have our own baby. We decided to stop using birth control and allow God to have his way. Months went by and we were not pregnant yet. Excuse me. As soon as I was one day late for my period, I was taking pregnancy tests and they were all negative. We decided to go together to see a doctor about it. We were excited and nervous to go to the doctor. I wanted a baby just as much as Bernard, but I had to be more realistic than him that with my disability, it might not be possible. However, Bernard's faith and enthusiasm kept me full of hope. I cherish his heart and wanting to have a family with me. At the doctor's office, he checked everything possible. Bernard was right there looking and asking questions. That that is so my husband. Y'all just don't just don't know. Um, after his exam, the doctor said that everything looked to be fine, and my lab results came back perfect. The doctor asked me, as if he already knew the answer, if I had been pregnant before. I told him yes when I was 22. I didn't read that. I'm actually about to go into that for those of y'all that did not know. Yeah, I was pregnant at 22. I told him yes when I was 22 years old. I found out I was pregnant. He then asked what happened. Excuse me, I hesitated to answer because I told Bernard one thing, but it looked like the doctor knew the truth. Um, the reason why, I'm gonna pause real quick. The reason why I told Bernard one thing versus what y'all gonna find out what really happened is because when I was going through the situation, I did not forgive myself for what I had to do. So I just felt like embellishing would make lying would make the situation easier to deal with, but it wasn't. It didn't become easier until I owned up and owned it and let God do what He do and heal and be God. Okay, bye, Chad. Thanks for stopping in. Um, okay, back to what? Okay. Okay, sorry, y'all. I told y'all I'll be all over the place. Okay, I was pregnant at 22 years old when I found out I was pregnant. He then asked what happened. I hesitated to answer because I told Bernard one thing, but it looked like the doctor knew the truth. Tears ran down my face, feeling the guilt and shame of saying I had an abortion. I told Bernard I had a miscarriage. There was so much going on at that time to lead to that decision. First, I was told by the doctor that he didn't think that I could carry a baby full term. Then I was told by the baby's father that he did not want a crippled baby. My decision was based upon me not wanting my child to grow up without a father and me going through any complications alone. Bernard never changed his loving expression for me as I told the doctor the truth. The doctor said that he, excuse me, the doctor said that he understood why the first doctor may have, ooh, y'all, see, told y'all, my nerves, sorry. Should have turned my notification things off. The doctor said that he understood why the first doctor may have said that and that my body was going to go through some changes carrying a baby full time, but it could be done under close care. Bernard left out hopeful, never to bring the subject of abortion up again. I left out thinking on not what my current doctor said, but revealing what my last doctor said. What if I could not carry a baby full time? Was I ready to deal with the heartbreak and disappointment? What if the baby was born with the same disability or worse? Could I handle raising a child that would need my full care? Excuse me. On May 9th, 2012, Bernard left work that morning as usual. Um, left for work that morning as usual. I was having stomach pain. Sorry, y'all, about the connection. The bad connection. I'm back. It's kind of raining here too, so sorry about that. Thank y'all that are still here. But like I was saying, on May 9th, 2012, Bernard left for work that morning as usual. While I was having stomach pains and running to the bathroom a lot that morning. I just had a 2 day period, so I thought it was the effects of that. I had taken a pregnancy test 2 weeks ago, which was negative, so that was not my thought at all. I was on the phone talking to my friend Monique, telling her I did not feel good. Monique said that she was going to come and get me and take me to the clinic. I didn't tell Bernard. I just thought maybe it would be a flu virus, and I didn't want him to take off work because we could not afford for him to miss like one more paragraph, and then I'm going to wrap this up. When I got to the doctor, they did a blood test that came back and showed levels of me being pregnant. To make sure, the doctor wanted to do an ultrasound. Monique and I were excited for the news and cried, but we wanted the ultrasound to confirm everything, the final celebration. As I laid still with a cold gel on my stomach and white wine moving from side to side, tears rolled down my face, wanting to hear the words, "You're pregnant." The tech asked me if I was excited. I could only nod my head yes, because opening my mouth was going to make tears drop, turn into floodgates. Then I heard it sound like the pulse of rushing wind. The lady said, "That's your baby heartbeat." Then I'm just going to scoot a little bit over to this paragraph. On January 13th, 2012, Calvin Bernard Jones was born at 12:06 p.m., 6 pounds 11 ounces and 13 inches long. Tears rolled down my face, and they placed a healthy baby boy on my chest. I could not contain my gratitude. I began to thank God right there, and I had praise in my heart that had to come out of my mouth. God, I never would have made it or been able to have done it without you. You did not leave me nor forsake me. You have blessed me with a loving husband and a son. So that is some of what Cerebral Palsy to a Queen, some of what I went through, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed. Sorry to have y'all on here so long. Thank y'all for those of y'all that stay on here with me. Did anybody have any questions? If y'all don't got any questions, just gonna wrap this up and say that next Wednesday I will be doing the prayer line. So be looking out for a video for that with the information, the contact numbers, time, and all of that. I thank you all for sitting on here, listening to my word of encouragement, dealing with me jumping because of these notifications going off. Thank you, Roddy Chica. I'll be doing another Randy present. I'll be doing another read out of the book soon. But like I said, people can also order the book on my website through PayPal. I'll leave all of that information, but I thank you all for listening to my little mini sermon. No problem, Roddy Chica. I thank you all for listening to. Oh, you about to be 35 on the 27th? Birthday. Yes, Gemini. Um, I'll be 35 on the 17th of June. I thank you all for listening to my mini sermon in the beginning. I thank you all for the patience as I was reading. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all learned something that you could take back through your faith walk. I just want to encourage you all to plant seeds of faith as I close out this live. Plant seeds of faith. When you plant a seed, plant it with faith that it's going to grow into just what you need it to grow into. No more excuses. Is we pray so many powerful prayers, but we have to put as much powerful action behind those powerful prayers that we take to God. Faith without works is dead. You can't get your ram in the bush if you ain't doing no work. Y'all know how I feel about the ram in the bush. Okay, that's a whole nother message within itself. But thank you all for attending this live, and I will chat with you all soon. Blessings, y'all.